Why, hello there, lady and gentlemen. Today we're gonna talk about a very underrated game. It was released in 2014. Yes, that's almost 10 years ago, buddy. Enjoy the old age. Where, well, it literally created a new type of subgenre. It's called Banished. So, Banished is a very unique game where it's just a sandbox where you, manage a town. Basically, you're like the pioneers of America. You're going there and probably not knowing that in the future you're gonna make the biggest mistake of your fucking life, where you will create a small settlement and survive. That's it. The game has very little graphic settings, so even your grandmother's PC will be able to use it. It's very fun, but the problem is it requires brain cells to use it. How so? Well, you have to manage it heavily. You have to manage the food, the resources, and also sometimes nature, like a tornado, really wants to fuck with you. Yes, welcome to Banished, the game where you literally will feel and get depression out of. This game really does not hold your hand, for this game really does like to screw you over multiple times if you're not ready. It's basically a little colonial farm simulator where the basic goal is to not fucking starve to death. This game really does not hold your hand because it makes you really want to goddamn plan your resources, plan your manpower, everything ahead, because if you don't, you really are screwed, my friend. Let's start at the start of the game. You started this game with basically, depending on what you pick on easy, normal, or hard, depending on the resources. Usually if you're just starting the game, you have to play on medium like I did, which will give you some resources, houses, a storage barn, some seeds, and everything. If you really want to play hard mode, well, sadly to say, there you have that. But you'll basically have nothing. And you're basically gonna be spawned in a little bit of a location that you don't know where the goddamn fuck you are. And depending on where you have been spawned, you have to plan accordingly. This isn't just a house building simulator, this is a simulator of do not fucking starve your citizens. Welcome to colonial America, where apart from not knowing you're gonna make the biggest mistake on your goddamn planet, that you're gonna have to survive. You have to build crop fields so that you have some sort of a stable food system. Pick the seeds you want. Each fucking seed and each plant gives out different quantities of food and growth. Wheat, for instance, is the fastest growing. You have to build houses for your people as well, so that, well, they have some place to live. You have to make sure they have enough amount of tools and amount of clothing and firewood so they don't fucking freeze to death and can work fast enough, dickhead. And even though if you somehow manage to survive that and actually get your shit together, Mother Nature really likes to screw you over. For sometimes it sends out the goddamn plagues for your entire crops so that eventually your people will get sick, or sometimes you will just have a plague and everybody gets sick, and good job surviving that if you don't have a herbalist or a goddamn doctor. Sometimes also I will come into your game and just start burning the ever-living shit out of this place because you're not collecting enough food, dickhead. Remember the food, dickhead, because food is essential. You have to manage your food so that your people won't starve, but also so you can expand. For you to expand the people, you have to build new houses because frankly, nobody's gonna create bebes if they are living in their parents' house, which is kind of realistic, don't be honest. At the beginning, it's a bit hard, and also you're gonna have to learn the hard way for this game, because frankly, this game does have a tutorial system, but the tutorial system does not hold your hand. There's also the little shitty part about managing where you build, because for instance, you cannot build in the same location 3 goddamn fishing spots, because that will just make your life a living goddamn hell. You have to plan accordingly. It's better to have one building in a specific efficient location than several in that specific location, so that you won't goddamn, well, be a dickhead and see that, oh shit, I kind of fucked up here. You also have to chop down a lot of trees and mine the living shit out of this place, future descendants' chances of creating global warming, which kind of really is realistic, to be honest. You have to also assign them jobs. For every single person is a jack of all trades, meaning your laborer can be a doctor for some goddamn apparent reason, and nobody will die from the fucking lack of experience that doctor has for some damn reason. It's basically just like me. You're going to my fucking building and say, oh, you have pneumonia, let's just operate on your lung. And eventually, once you start picking up the pace in the game, you're gonna build multiple towns where your city will grow. You eventually build taverns so that people can drink away their sorrow because Mother Nature is literally trying to kill them. You'll eventually build buildings that eventually will create crafts like tailors, which you will eventually be able to create clothes so that your people won't freeze to death. Church or a chapel where they'll pray to Mother Nature to not send a goddamn tornado killing every single one of them. Or a blacksmith so that you will create tools so that people will be able to work with. Fun fact, if you have no goddamn tools, then the issue is that people work slowly, and you do not want them to work slowly. Being fast in this game is essential because you have to plan for each winter the amount of food, the amount of crops, the amount of resources you need. You're gonna need the herbalists so that they will heal the basic bitch sickness of a common cold, so that it won't kill them, because colds kill in this game. And you still need a doctor because doctors won't heal basic sicknesses, and herbalists won't heal the goddamn most serious sicknesses. You're also gonna have to ask what the fuck will happen if my iron resources dissipate. Or for instance, what if I come to your goddamn settlement and burn everything down because frankly you're not playing a goddamn good game? Do you have enough storage barns to put resources in? Because if you don't have them, they're just gonna sit on the ground and, well, destroy themselves because of the rain. And sometimes you're gonna be eventually build schools so people will be more educated and work faster, so that child labor will be more efficient. Ah, yes, good old 19th century England in the Industrial Revolution. Child labor, perfect. Eventually, but you're also gonna have a big problem of not having enough, well, seeds or resources to, well, get your job done. For that, and mostly how you will do in this game, you're gonna have, well, a trading post. Trading posts are basically gonna be the most essential building eventually mid to late game you're gonna have, for you're gonna get the resources you don't have and trade it with the resources you do have, so that you'll buy more seeds or cattle or sheep or whatever you basically need, because frankly you are gonna need it. But frankly, this game doesn't have just upsides, it has downsides. The graphics look subpar, even if you think about this game being almost 10 years old. Welcome to old age, buddy. And also, its terrain generation feature is kinda shit. You will literally have problems with placing buildings for goddamn no goddamn reason. For instance, for mines, you have to place them in a hill, but sometimes that hill will literally not let you be able to build for no goddamn reason. Makes no sense. It's literally giving me anxiety and depression. I am freaking out right now. Please send help. There's also no... Well, apart from most sandbox simulation games, you cannot level the ground, so basically you're stuck with whatever you have. Granted, there are some mods like the Colonial Chart Simulator, which, well, fixes the goddamn terrain generation feature, but frankly, we're playing vanilla Banished, we're not pussies. There's also the fact that, well, it's literally a hard game. Even though if you perfectly build some shit, you're still gonna catch a fire for goddamn no apparent reason, because your, well, citizens really like to play with fire sometimes. Or sometimes just Mother Nature will send a giant tornado and kill everybody, making all of your goddamn work investment pointless, just like your children. But even though this game does give you severe depression sometimes, it's still a fun game. It's basically the game that, well, gets its job done. You are building a farm, you're building a little town, or you have to survive in an area that's very much trying to kill you. It's it's what it's meant to do. You're investing in your people for them to grow and to prosper. You have the basic tools, even though limited. You have all the tools you need to create a little farm and or a town and settlement and thrive. And still it will be pissed on by Mother Nature, which is realistic in nature. So many settlement towns in the colonial eras have been destroyed by Mother Nature itself, but you cannot judge that shit. It is realistic. And plus, even though the graphics are potato quality, it is looking a little bit realistic. The wood is created a nice bit. The hay fucking roofs look somewhat real and believable even. The game is what it is supposed to be. It's supposed to be hard. You're managing a town and its citizens. It's not an easy job. If it was, everybody would have been a town mayor. For goddamn sake, it's not about corruption and pocketing the money as well, because there is no money in this game. And frankly, even after almost 10 years, this game really has aged like fine wine. It still gets the job done. People are still playing it. It literally inspired so many other colonial simulation games, where it is called Banished like for a reason. And one man built everything. You cannot judge the book by its cover. He literally programmed, he literally created everything here. What can we expect from one man? It's not gonna be perfect at all. And frankly, this game really stood the test of time, and for 20 euros currently as at the time of recording, it's pretty much worth it if you really want to be a fucking masochist and just play this game. And frankly, it is a guilty pleasure of mine and many others, and maybe if I reach 5 likes, I will literally stream playing this game. Will I get something out of it? No. Will I have fun? Yes. Will you have fun? Yes. It's a cozy game with a hint of depression, and frankly, that's the best game of all. I'll see you all next time.